Hey folks, this is Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy. Mountain Empire, this is your wrestling.
It's an exciting time for a sports fan. Fall is in the air. NCAA football, NFL football's in full swing. We're getting ready for the World Series, and Southern States Wrestling is returning to the ring right here in the Mountain Empire. Hello again, everybody. It's your old friend here, handsome Beau James. Some people like to call me the King of King Sports, and what a program we've got here today. Joe Wheeler and the TV crew has been out all over the Mountain Empire, all around the area, catching up with the stars and getting ready for November the 3rd. We told you last week some of the matches had been signed. We're going to tell you more right here this week. But I want to kick today's program off talking about the Southern States heavyweight title. Kyle Matthews, international sensation, a cruiserweight, challenging a heavyweight in Eric Darkstorm for that title. And this is Kyle's last shot at the belt. This whole situation started last June of last year. Summer Bash, we brought them together. Huntington, West Virginia's Eric Darkstorm. Marietta, Georgia's Kyle Matthews. They met right there in Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Eric Darkstorm walked out the winner. Kyle Matthews said, "Tonight you're the better man." He stuck his hand out to shake it. Eric Darkstorm had no part of it. He said he doesn't respect cruiserweights. He doesn't respect Kyle Matthews. What I want to do right now is I want to show you just a recap of their 3 matches that they've had leading up to Kyle's last match. Then you're going to hear from the controversial heavyweight champion in Eric Darkstorm, and you're going to hear from Kyle Matthews.
Kyle Matthews up and over his man right there, rolls him up. Oh, and he caught him right there with a karate kick right to the side of the head. This could do it. Oh, Eric Darkstorm was able to reach out and grab hold of that bottom rope as referee Jake Booth was right there. Great job of officiating by Jake Booth, but what tremendous action we've seen so far between Darkstorm and Matthews in this contest. As the crowd here in Mount Carmel, they are loving every minute of this, rallying behind Matthews as he brings his man back up. Oh, he went for the slam, but Darkstorm was too much. But Matthews was able to kick out of there on a 2 count. Darkstorm setting up here in position, rolls forward, misses that big kick as Matthews now has him, rolls him up on his own. He could have him here. 2 count only. What great action, Matt Rhodes.
Matthews head off that middle turnbuckle, and Darkstorm got it this time. Rolling enziguri. Pat Eric Darkstorm with a cover leg hooked, and a 3. That's it. Eric Darkstorm with a big victory over Kyle Matthews. Oh my goodness. This match could have went either way, but we see Darkstorm the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Eric Darkstorm. As Matt Rhodes said, that match could have gone either way in the blink of an eye. What a tremendous contest right there. But there is your winner, Eric Darkstorm.
Canvas there is he's going for a pile driver. This is a negative here. Maybe a power. Rolled him up. Sunset flipping. Oh, caught him with a leg drop there. Covered him 1-2. And only a 2. Referee Jake Booth, he's looking at us and say, hey, ever so close there to a 3, but not quite. And as you say, both these guys are slowing down just a little bit. They are almost spent. We're going to see what happens later on.
We're at the 10-minute mark in the contest. Darkstorm missed a big kick right there. Matthews comes across. Oh! He landed that drop kick, kicked him right in the head, pinned against the ropes, rolled him up. This could do it. He got him! Kyle Matthews just defeated Eric Darkstorm.
Rolled him up real quick, fans. What an impressive victory here for Kyle Matthews against Eric Darkstorm. Oh, Joe, do we need to see these two in the ring again?
Absolutely, Michael Sutherland.
Folks, stay tuned to Southern States Wrestling. We're going to try to get them back in the ring. Thank you for watching this exclusive match. Eric Darkstorm, Kyle Matthews, number 2. What an impressive showing. And Eric Darkstorm, he may have lacerated him. You can bust the skin, Joe Wheeler, if you hit it hard enough, and it wouldn't surprise me if he hasn't done that on Darkstorm right now. But Matthews, that little thumb to the eye or rake of the eyes was all it took to give Darkstorm the momentum back, and he's got him tied up here like a pretzel. He's got the head hooked with the legs, the arms pulled back. I don't know what you call this, but I know it's devastating.
Definitely. He's applying a ton of pressure to the arms, shoulders, head, and neck area as Darkstorm seems to have him in like a modified leg scissors here. He's applying it to the upper body, but they've made their way into the ropes. Dr. Tom's calling for a break here. Darkstorm was hesitant to break that hold, but both men, back up right there. Kyle Matthews with a jaw jacker driving the top of his head into the jaw of Eric Darkstorm. And, big full head of steam right there. He ran right into that boot of Darkstorm as Matthews, again, down on the canvas, finds himself in a tremendous amount of trouble. Tom Pritchard letting these guys go at it here. So much prestige, so much gold is on the line. Matthews with a nice reversal. 2 count only.
Wow, I thought we was going to ring the bell there and crown a new double champion here in Southern States Wrestling, and they just hit head to head right there. Pritchard's got to do the 10 count, and you know he doesn't want to have a draw in this match. We've got to have a winner, Joe Wheeler. These guys are tied 1-1, and we've got to see who's going to come out the better man right here.
10 minutes have expired in the contest.
And what a grueling 10 minutes it has been. Look at these guys.
What is Pritchard doing? Did Pritchard just handed Darkstorm? What in the world is going on here?
Hey, wait a minute. Tom Pritchard has been known for this for years. He hooks something over the toe of his boot. I've seen Pritchard do. God, what?
Oh my God! Darkstorm just kicked him right in the head with it. Pritchard gave him the object. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still Southern and Southern States Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Eric Darkstorm. Current reigning SSW Heavyweight Champion, Eric Darkstorm, you have turned back many a great challenger for that championship since you've held it. I have to give you that without question. With Kyle Matthews is looking for another shot. He's got his eyes set on you.
Is that supposed to scare me, Joe Wheeler? He's got his eyes set on me. Really? Well, it didn't work out for him last time, did it? So what makes you think it's going to be different this time?
Well, you never know.
You never know, all right? Horseshoes and hand grenades. You might have been this close, but it doesn't matter. When I first came here, they didn't want to give me a shot at the heavyweight championship. But guess what happened? I capitalized on it. I had a broken neck when Beau James challenged me. A broken neck. I won this belt with a broken neck. And then he wants to bring Dr. Tom Pritchard in. And he couldn't get the job done either. So now, when all else fails, let's go back to Kyle Matthews. You know, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about this midget. He's 165 pounds soaking wet with a brick in his pocket, and he's not a heavyweight competitor at all. But you know what, Kyle? You bring Beau James as your valet. You do whatever you got to do. But I guarantee this, I will not go down to a midget. I'm the man, and I'm the greatest champion in the history of Southern States Wrestling. YouTube it. There's no one better. Never been better. Mongolian Stomper? No. Frank Parker? No. These guys do not compare to me. And I'm going to pin him to the mat. 1, 2, 3. And there's 2 things you can do about that. Actually, 1, nothing. Team Lean.
There you have it, SSW Heavyweight Champion, Eric Darkstorm. International Cruiserweight Superstar Kyle Matthews joining me here.
Joe, I wrestled all across the world. I'm facing some of the best in the world. And Eric, he's one of the best in the world. And the first time we were in the ring, I just wanted to shake his hand. He was the better man that night. But he wanted no part of that. But he granted me another chance. And in my second chance, this cruiserweight beat a heavyweight. And Eric, I held you down for the 1, 2, 3. And you say you have unfinished business. And you know, I have titles I want to go after too. I'm in demand all over the world, Japan, England, and here in the United States. But Eric Darkstorm, I will be back. And I don't need fancy sunglasses. I don't need fancy sayings. I just need one more chance. One more chance, and I will beat you. And when it's all said and done, he will respect me.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Matthews, he got his revenge. Unfortunately, didn't earn the respect yet.
You know, the only thing worse than a sore loser is a sore winner. And Eric Darkstorm seems to be sore about everything. He leads the series 2-1 against Kyle Matthews. You heard words there from Eric Darkstorm. He said never again after this match will he ever put the belt up against another cruiserweight up against Kyle Matthews. You heard Kyle Matthews say he's coming to give it 100%. He doesn't need fancy sayings and sunglasses, and when he does beat you, Darkstorm, you're going to walk across the ring and shake his hand. November the 3rd, right there in Mount Carmel, Tennessee, Armed Forces Center Armory, we're going to find out if Kyle Matthews can get the job done, or we're going to find out if Eric Darkstorm is as good as he says he is, and as good as he has proven for the last year. Kyle, this is your last chance, buddy, and I'm behind you, and I know all the people out there listening are behind you. November 3rd, it's a big-time deal. Rock and Roll Express 30th Years of Rockin'. My 25th anniversary is the 29th of October in this profession. We're going to celebrate it there that night. Lots of celebrating going on November the 3rd. Lots of celebrating right here every week on Southern States Wrestling. If you'd like to bring the stars of Southern States Wrestling to your town to raise money for a group, organization, or club you may be a member in, make sure you listen up during this commercial break. We will be right back.
We will be right back after this timeout and messages about TV star wrestling events in your area. If you are part of a non-profit organization, listen to this. You now have the opportunity to bring the wrestling TV stars to your town and make money for your group. Over the past 2 decades, Southern States Wrestling has helped raise money for church groups, schools, ball teams, volunteer fire departments, children's hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, scout troops, and many more. Our staff is waiting to hear from you and get started on what could be your biggest fundraiser to date. Southern States Wrestling and your group are the perfect tag team to raise the funds you need.
Calvary Baptist Church, 1238 Pine Street, Kingsport, Tennessee. Regular schedule of services: Sunday, 9:15 a.m. for Bible study fellowship class for all ages. 10:30 a.m. worship. 6 p.m. blast for children, wake for youth. Sunday night life for adults. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. children and youth activities. 3D Bible study for adults.
Southern States Wrestling presents the Fall Spectacular, 30 Years of Rockin'. Special day and time, Sunday, November 3rd, 6 o'clock, Armed Forces Center Armory, 399 Highway 11W, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Just minutes from Kingsport. We will be celebrating Beau James' 25 years in wrestling with an outstanding card. The only way to see all the action is to be there. Main events will not be on TV. In the main event, celebrating 30 years as a tag team, the legendary Rock and Roll Express Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson defend the North American tag titles versus the Southern States champions Frank Parker and Scott Sterling. The Southern States title will be on the line as international sensation Kyle Matthews gets his last shot at champion Eric Darkstorm. In a grudge tag match, Beau James teams with his nephew Jake Booth to settle the score with J.D. Anderson and Brett Mulligan. The first round of TV title tournament starts as the pride of Orangeburg, South Carolina, DeAndre Jackson tests his skills versus Mr. Hollywood, Kyle Cool. The Southern States ladies title will be on the line as champion Misty James defends versus a top contender. Longtime area favorite Thorne makes his SSW return. Alex Payne Stratton makes his long-awaited SSW debut. All of this and a lot more. VIP tickets go on sale Monday, October 21st at Evermore Comics on Eastman Road in Kingsport. Save $3 buying in advance. VIP tickets include meet and greet, front row seat, and a souvenir program. Kids general admission tickets are only $5. That's the Southern States Wrestling Fall Spectacular 30 Years of Rockin' with the legendary Rock and Roll Express Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. Special day and time, Sunday, November 3rd at 6 o'clock, the Armed Forces Center Armory, 399 Highway 11W, Mount Carmel, Tennessee, just west of Kingsport. Be there!
news about Southern States Wrestling 30-year Rockin' Fall Spectacular coming to Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Let's not forget Big Stone Gap, Virginia, Saturday night, November the 2nd, All-Star and Legend Night up there in Big Stone Gap. WWE Hall of Famer Handsome Jimmy Valiant's going to be there. The Rock and Roll Express is going to be there, and a lot of stars you watch right here each and every week on Southern States Wrestling. Union High School, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, Saturday, November 2nd. Also, don't forget, October 26th, a Nightmare at Carver Rec, Johnson City, Tennessee. Saturday night, October 26th, we're coming there. You're going to see myself, Misty James, who's going to join us a little bit later on, and a whole lot of other TV stars, and it's a big anything goes, no holds bars fight to the finish with myself and Dr. Tom Pritchard against the group that likes to call themselves the Old School Mafia. You guys are going to find out about Old School. Now, in the program there just a minute ago, you heard Dakota telling you about November the 3rd coming, the Rock and Roll Express 30th Anniversary Tour. Tickets on sale tomorrow, Evermore Comics. But if you're sitting at home, you got PayPal, got credit cards, want to buy those tickets right now, VIP, save $3. Go to kingofkingsport.com, buy your tickets right now. Limited number, 65, that's all we have, 65 VIP tickets, which includes front row seat, meet and greet with the Rock and Roll Express and all the stars of Southern States Wrestling, a souvenir program, very collective memorabilia right there, celebrating 30 years of the Rock and Roll Express. Buy your tickets right now, kingofkingsport.com, or go buy Evermore Comics this week. You better get them because they're going to go fast. Now, Joe Wheeler did a heck of a job out there with the camera crew this week. Last week we told you about it. Rock and Roll Express defending the North American tag titles against Scott Sterling, Frank Parker, the Southern States heavyweight champion in the tag team division. Well, the cameras went out and found Scott Sterling. We invited him to come to the studios, but he refused to come in here because of me this week. That's all right. The cameras went and found him. But before we hear Scott Sterling, Dakota is going to profile Scott Sterling.
Scott Sterling began his professional wrestling career in 1990 as a part of one of the exciting young tag teams, the Young Guns, alongside his cousin Jeff Lovin. Success came to the duo at an early stage in their career, holding titles in several promotions. They seemed to be fan favorites everywhere they went. Lovin left wrestling only after a short time due to injuries and to follow other business investments. Sterling teamed with another young wrestler, Dan Cooley, who he also found success with. In his 23-year career, Sterling has competed in the Midwest, the Northeast, and across the southern United States. In 1996, Scott went out on his own and over the next several years won such singles titles as the Appalachian title, the Southern States TV title, and the Tennessee Championship. Along the way, Sterling changed his views on the fans and the way he wrestled, becoming one of the most hated wrestlers in SSW. In 2011, Scott formed an alliance with fellow veteran wrestler Frank Parker. They have proven to be a destructive force in the region's tag team scene, holding the Southern States tag title now for 14 months. On November 3rd, Sterling and Parker will face their toughest opponent and biggest test yet as they go after the North American tag team title and the legendary Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express, legendary tag team in professional wrestling, the most decorated tag team in professional wrestling. 30 years of Rockin' Tour. You guys been together longer than Little Richard and Chubby Checker. There comes a time in life when everything must come to an end. When a horse runs its last race before he's put out to pasture. An old man takes his dog out for one last walk before he puts it down and puts it out of his misery. November the 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Frank Parker and myself are not coming to celebrate a career. We're coming to end one. We're going to do the right thing and put professional wrestling and its fans out of its misery. Not only are we coming to take those tag team titles from you, Rock and Roll Express, we're coming to do the right thing. We're coming to end their career. November the 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Not only will that be the day that Frank Parker and Scott Sterling pad their own resumes by beating the Rock and Roll Express, but it will be the day that the music dies.
There's some big words from Scott Sterling about himself and his partner Frank Parker. I'm going to tell you, it's taken the Rock and Roll Express 30 years to make the reputation as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tag team of all time. Most celebrated, most decorated tag team, 30 years together. Parker and Sterling can make that reputation in one night by beating the Rock and Roll Express right here for the North American tag team titles. It's all on the line. November 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Tickets on sale right now. Save $3. KingofKingsport.com. Go by there this week. Evermore Comics on Eastman Road in Kingsport. Buy those advanced VIP tickets. General admission tickets go on sale 4:30 that day of the event. 4:30 at the box office at the Armory there in Mount Carmel. Now when we come back, we're going to hear from the Rock and Roll Express and see how they won the North American Tag Team titles.
Attention Mountain Empire. Do you have a business, website, products, or an event to promote? Let us help you reach the masses with TV and internet ads. For just a few dollars a week, we offer commercial spots on Southern States Wrestling and the Appalachian Showcase, reaching over 150,000 homes in the Mountain Empire and the world with YouTube. Don't wait. Jump on this opportunity now to reach a large audience for an affordable price. Email sswking@aol.com for all the info. Advertising packages you cannot afford to pass up.
Has your computer been slowing down? Are you having problems with email? Or when you go to the internet, is it taking so long to load that it seems like the worldwide wait? I'm Luke Ford, CEO of My Computer Works. We help people just like you. With one easy call, our friendly US-based technicians will connect directly to your computer and fix the problem for you. Think about it. No strange computer geeks coming into your home, and no more lugging your PC into one of those superstores. This isn't some magical piece of software that makes you do all the work. This is a real, live, knowledgeable US-based computer technician that will patiently help you fixing your personal computer problems for you. Call today, and we'll help you today, right now. If your computer is slowing down, trouble printing, or you just can't seem to send and receive email, don't wait. No more slow computer, no more frustration. Call the number on your screen to get help right now. My Computer Works. Does yours?
Now let's get ready to boogie. It's the 30 Years of Rocking Tour. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express return to the Mountain Empire. Saturday night, November the 2nd, Union High School, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, bell time 7:30. Sunday, November the 3rd, 6 p.m., Armed Forces Center Armory, Mount Carmel, Tennessee, just minutes from downtown Kingsport. Here we are, Hudson, North Carolina, North American Tag Team titles on the line. James Brody and Ty Tyson defending against the legendary Rock and Roll Express. We picked the action about 15 minutes into the matchup, and Ricky Morton has found himself in some trouble. There's a cheap shot by James Brody, and Morton falls to the ropes, and looky there, Baby Doll, the legendary valet, is choking the life right out of Morton. Morton has been in trouble for several minutes during this matchup. The tag team champions have did quite a number on him, working on his back. And there you see Ty Tyson going right back on Ricky Morton's back. They had a game plan. They went right after the Rock and Roll Express. They cut the ring off. Big high slam there from Ty. And he's got Ricky Morton down. Could this do it? But he kicked out. You see a reverse bear hug. They went after his ribs. They went after his back. Ricky Morton had fought and fought. This is about 18 minutes into the match, and Morton barely able to stand, fighting with everything he's got. And he knows the ring. He knows where he's at. All these years in wrestling, all these titles, he knows when it's time to turn it up, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get to his partner, Robert Gibson, because he knows if he can get that tag, they have a chance of leaving Hudson, North Carolina, the North American Tag Team Champions. Tag on the other side, Baby Doll holding on to the foot, Morton kicking. There's the roll, big tag to Robert Gibson, who comes in, and we've seen this many times over the years. Robert Gibson's a house of fire. Runs their heads together. Big sleeper here. James Brody cuts him off, he stops it. Robert Gibson still in control. Ricky Morton, short jab right to the jaw right there. Just patented Rock and Roll Express. Oh no, they had them well scouted. Rock and Roll ran together. You don't see that often. James Brody makes a mistake right there. Are they setting up for the... Could this be it? The legendary double drop kick that's brought him 8 World Tag Team titles, and now the North American Tag Team titles.
You know, Ricky, some things never change, but we went out there tonight, about 4,000 people. What do? We rocked the house. People screaming, rock and roll, rock and roll. Hey, we're coming your way.
And we're coming your way, that's right, because on November the 2nd, we're going to be in Big Stone Gap down at the high school, back in our old territory, Robert, back on our stomping grounds. So no matter who you are, come on down and see us, but let's don't stop there. How about let's go down to Mount Carmel, down at the National Guard Armory on November the 3rd, and we're going to have it in the afternoon. Boys, let me tell you something. When rock and roll get together, all we do is create stormy weather. We'll see you at Big Stone Gap on the 2nd, and we'll see you at Mount Carmel at the National Guard Armory on the 3rd.
Double your pleasure.
A couple days ago, I just got a message from the Old School Mafia that on October the 26th in Johnson City at the Carver Rec, they're challenging me against one of their valets. Well, there's two differences right there. Number one, I'm a wrestler. Number two, they're a valet. So whatever valet you pick, Old School Mafia, you better get your girl ready. You better get her in the gym, and you better get her on the track. Let her start running and working out, because whenever they step into the ring with me, they're going to understand why they call me Country Strong. Now, November the 2nd in Big Stone Gap, Virginia, not too far from where I was born and raised in Gate City. I'm also going to be having a title match that night. Now on to the big event. November the 3rd. November the 3rd. The most exciting event of my life. Getting the opportunity to put my title on the line whenever the Rock and Roll Express is going to be there for their 30 years of Rockin' tour. Along with my husband, Beau James, his 25th anniversary. Now I just received a message this morning from the matchmaker, Mac McMurray, that Samantha Starr, the girl that I was supposed to be competing that night, the girl that I'm supposed to be fighting, is not going to be able to do it because of a shoulder injury that she has developed in one of her matches a couple months ago. But Mac McMurray did tell me that he is going to pick through 10 of the top lady contenders for me to wrestle that night. I just want to say, wrestling fans, come out. October the 26th in Johnson City, November 2nd in Big Stone Gap, Virginia, and let's not forget, November 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Come out for all 3 great nights of wrestling action. God bless, and I will see you ringside.
There you heard from Ricky and Robert themselves telling you about Big Stone Gap, telling you about Mount Carmel, 30 years of Rockin' Tour coming right here to the Mountain Empire. You also saw how they won the North American Tag Team titles a couple of months ago in North Carolina. It's been an exciting half hour. We've told you about all kinds of stuff. You heard Misty James talking about October 26th at Carver Rec. You've heard all about November the 2nd, November the 3rd. It's getting exciting around here. Also, I want to share with you, Misty and I got a very special letter from the Cauliflower Alley Club just a few days ago that she and I are going to be honored. 2014, June of 2014, Las Vegas, Nevada. We are humbled. It means so much when your heroes turn friends. Giving you an award like this. We're looking forward to coming to Vegas, but let's not overlook November 2nd, Big Stone Gap, Virginia. November 3rd, Mount Carmel, Tennessee. Next week, I'm going to tell you all the matches that have been signed there. So up to that time, also, get this and understand it. If you want to see the Rock and Roll Express in action, you have to be there at the Mount Carmel. You have to be in Big Stone Gap because their matches are not going to be shown on TV. The only way to see all the action, you have to be there live. November 2nd, Big Stone, Mount Carmel on the 3rd. I cannot tell you enough how important it is. 30 years of rocking. Next week, we're going to bring you up to date, and we're going to hear more from Eric Darkstorm and Kyle Matthews. We're going to hear from Scott Sterling and Frank Parker. We're going to have another great profile on the SSW Star, and we're going to bring you up to date on all the events and announce a few more live events coming to the Mountain Empire. Until next week, it's Beau James saying so long from the Volunteer State.